Hey everybody, Sabron Walker here from Walker Creative, of course. I wanted to share something that I thought was sort of cute, but is very helpful for anybody working on building out their marketing strategy or the marketing pieces they need for their business. I was having a staff meeting with my guys, and we just started chatting about what makes a really workable marketing strategy versus some things that sort of falter or don't work as well. And I thought it was just great because I happened to record it and I thought, well, I'm just going to share my staff meeting with all of you. So here we go. So Barry, we need to find someone who is a big name: Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Elon Musk.
So
Who's that guy? Who's that dude that is that investor guy that owns Idaho?
Oh, well, yeah.
Idaho.
What?
Yeah, well, he still lives in the same house he grew up in, and so, but
Yeah,
yeah, what's that?
He's
Yeah,
a stockbroker guy.
yeah.
Forget his name. Anyway,
Yeah, I
now,
forget his name too.
but whatever. That, like these people say, if you really want it done right, hire a professional that's trained in doing it, right? I think we should start out a video with a quote from one of those people.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
There was something else
Like-
as well about the marketing aspect, that it changes a lot or something, right, Christine?
Yeah, basically, like, not only do you want to hire someone who's already trained in it, like you're trained to do your job as a veterinarian or an optometrist or orthodontist or whatever, you're not trained in marketing, just like us marketers aren't trained in running, managing businesses. But in addition to that, especially with digital marketing, it's constantly changing. It's always changing. I mean, I did videos 2 weeks ago with Facebook on an update, and already Facebook has changed. So because it's constantly changing, a lot of time is spent finding the latest trends, finding the newest way to do something, learning the program all over, etc. Keeping up to date with Instagram. So it's not even that marketing is hard. It's just very time consuming when you have to keep up to date with everything that's changing.
Yeah. So who wants to invest all the time to learn something that's going to change the next week?
Exactly.
I mean, literally just the example we just shared, because we're setting up this Facebook group. And so we're looking for our Facebook group on Facebook, and it's now called the Facebook community because Facebook decided to change groups from groups to community. I mean, like how
But that's our job. See, that's our job. That's what we do. Yeah.
And not only that, a lot of the times when you try to Google how to learn how to do something, just like we just ran into, on my screen, Facebook is groups. On
Yeah.
your screen, it's community. So when you try to find out how to do something, a lot of the times it's super difficult because even the interface of the platform is different from person to person. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I think all of us, as we, do our work each day with all of the clients of Walker Creative, there are hours and hours spent of homework about the best way to do something today versus the way it was done months ago. So it is one of those, it's
Yeah.
great. We should definitely do a professional video beyond just this recording of like the truth about what it takes to for the Walker Creative team to
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah, the
that our
other-
clients are getting the best marketing support that they can be getting, because that's what we do every single day.
And one other thing about that, the Silken site, when I was getting the bullet points, those buttons, when I had the Zoom interview with not Spencer, the other guy, I forgot his name. And anyway, he gave me all those buttons, which I
AJ.
KJ, yeah, which he just told me, he says, I get this guy, sits down and he just tells me all his buttons for like 3 hours. I listen to this guy, and it's just the same every time. And then we just go ahead and we take that and we analyze it and we just give it right back to him in a really good customizable program. And so what I'm thinking here is that you could look through those buttons that are in that content that we're having Opal put on their site as some key points that you can incorporate into your videos, because again, it's just giving them back their buttons that's going to make sense to them, being able to hire a professional, be able to, so you can continue doing what you love and also have a lifestyle outside of the office, because you've got staff that is doing those other projects, and those are things that you were never trained to do, but we can get them trained for you, and we can take care of the overload of what we know how to do. But anyway, it's just, I know you want to do a lot of different videos, and I just think it'd be kind of a interesting thing if you incorporate some of those buttons into your sales pitch. I think it'll probably almost write itself.
Yeah.
For you,
It's so funny just talking about it. It's
Yeah.
just talking about it between us. It's so convincing how certainly we should do professional videos to market ourselves, Walker Creative,
Yeah.
marketing solution that all of these practices and businesses need. But just talking it through is so convincing that there's so many reasons to just get an agency hired that can do it all for you, because there's so much to it today,
Yeah.
So yeah, let's list it out. Let's list it out and see if we can do some professional videos for those. I'll look at, I'm looking at this email now, Christine, here.
Yeah.
So for the website, we can create videos covering each service we deliver to have on the services pages, minute-long videos, video, okay, then a whole, like a video about all the sort of pieces of a best practices marketing program that we would do for a vet, for example, or for a dentist, for example, kind of thing.
Well, I really, on that specific, I think it's that point that you're reading. I really want to stress that with our clients that seem to be doing the best with us, it's really when all of the different parts of marketing are being done. It's not just a website and then their stats go up. Or with some people, we just do, social media and ads, and then it just doesn't work so great as when they actually have the entire program. I've noticed, like with Orem, for example, website, videos, ads, social posts, blogs, newsletters, and his stats were going up great. And he only got rid of us because he wanted to hire that in-house girl or whatever. And COVID, I'm sure, had something to do with it, and the stats going down because of COVID.
And then, of course, he comes back and it didn't work out because he didn't have a professional agency that was staying up to date with everything. So now, as a client, he came back to us because he realized that.
Which is a good story in itself.
It's a great story in itself, because it's so funny, because you have that circumstance where a client goes because they feel like, okay, I can get a person in my office, in his case, a girl in his office who said, look, I can take care of it. It'll cost him just a little bit less money, but you can handle it in-house. It's all there. And it didn't work out because she really wasn't a professional in all the pieces of a digital marketing agency. And so now, 8 months later, he's a client again because he wants to get all of it being done right.
Yeah. That, and also there's been a couple of clients now where I come across this all the time on Facebook, and sometimes I start to think maybe there's something we're not doing where they're just promoting, we can get you X number of leads, and it's so simple and it doesn't cost much, and do this. And there's been several clients that go towards that, but they're not doing like the standard actions that actually build up the practice. And when these clients leave us and then later do a review of their successful periods, and they find out that they were using us and we were getting them long-term leads at a lower cost, and they want to come back to us.
Yeah, in my sales conversations with people that are becoming clients, many of them have been through 5 different marketing companies that they'd strictly like, we can get you 30 leads a month with Facebook ads, or we can get you 100 leads through Instagram. And they get sold these sort of pitches because it's a trendy thing. And I wish they were successful. It's not that I'm like saying they're all baloney. Some of them are bright ideas, but they might work for a moment, but they're certainly not something that's a stable marketing program.
Right.
Well, and to that point, I think what you're looking at is that you want to basically create a working relationship that is kind of a longer lasting relationship that takes a look at how to interact with the client and analyze on almost a daily to weekly basis what that client needs, So it's not just like, okay, we're going to get you 30 leads this week. Oh, we didn't get them this week. We'll get them next week. It's not about that. It's like, well, what's happening? Are you getting something off of this? No, okay, so we're going to fix that or whatever. In other words, an ongoing, professional relationship with a company that's what the company does, is marketing the person's business. Years ago, I was in a meeting and I was doing a website for a guy who happened to be he'd been a manufacturer of window drapes forever. Okay. And we're in a meeting, with him and like 8 other people. And he's one of these guys that want to kind of like knows best, want to do it all and everything. Right now, I'm doing the website for him and everything's going along pretty well, And then he starts to kind of wear my hat, as the web designer, and it came around to, at one point where he asked me, well, what do you think we should do? I go, well, I think you should do what you hired me to do. You should just let me do the job. And you know what I mean? Like he was trying to like, what should I do as a webman? You're not, you make the drapes. Okay. Like I said, like I would never, ever consider telling you or asking you how you think, how should we make those drapes better? It's like, you're the professional at that. You hired me to make a professional website for you. And that's what I'm doing, And it kind of like the eyes lit up a little bit, and it was kind of like the light went back on, and he goes, and it was almost like a relief for the guy, because he's paying me a good fee. And he realized that like he likes to do everything in the office, right? His employees would tell me, oh, Herb he wants to have his hand in everything. I said, okay, and then he stuck his hand in what I was doing for him. It's like I kind of gently slapped it, but not very hard.
Reminds me that just one more side note on that actually is one of my very first clients when I started Walker Creative is Tom Alston, and he ran a company. It was related to the whole like personal jet industry, buying personal jets. And we were doing a lot of video work, and he was working with Grant Cardone and all this stuff. And he told me because he was always wanting to try something new, but what he would tell me, I know about jets. I know about taxes. I know about money. I don't know about marketing. And what I do know is that I know that I don't know about marketing, and I'm not about to learn it. So that's your job,
right?
So it was interesting from his perspective, because it was sort of like he just went to me for the marketing solutions, and he told me, I'm not going to step on your toes. That's your job.
Yeah, that's the ideal client.
Yeah,
let you do your job. Let you do your job.
Exactly.
It's great. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, nice side conversation there. Okay, good. Yeah. I'll make a list of these videos, Christine Berry, and sort of like maybe set up different individual pages of script outlines and put them in a scripts folder in Walker Creative, and then I will share them with you. And maybe you can, I'll tell you when it's there, so you could sort of put your 2 cents in, or bullet points, or fill in those scripts, so that we all make sure we share that and we can get them finished up. You might even, like do some internet research to go, okay, good. Here's something good to say about that exact subject.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Okay. Good staff meeting, guys. Thank you. Certainly coordinate individually or between us on particular targets or clients, but otherwise let's have a good rest of this week and a good rest of April.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Ciao.